Well, good morning, Connections. My name is Jordan, and I am joined this morning by my partner in crime, Spence Crisco.
What's up, everybody?
And we're here for a special video update for you guys this morning. We don't have announcements per se, but we do want to introduce something new to you, and that is ConnectionsChurch.church. And I know what you're thinking. I've been to ConnectionsChurch.church. I've seen it. What are you talking about? Well, we've made some changes. And when I say changes, we have completely revamped the website.
Squished it.
What? Oh.
Squished it.
Yeah, we squished it, crinkled it up,
Threw it away,
straightened out the wrinkles, and now is a clean piece of paper just for you. So we want to take a few minutes and talk about it this morning, but we want to talk about why we made those changes. And part of church ministry is reaching other people, obviously, with the message of Jesus Christ and salvation. And one of the ways that we do that is getting people in the door. But this is going to sound a little weird to you. It's not all about getting people in the door. The most important thing that we need to be doing is following up with people. When we have a new visitor, we need to be able to follow up with them and help them through their next steps, whether it's just coming back and learning how to study the Bible or getting involved in a church, maybe they've never been involved before, or the next steps of salvation. And so that was one of the big reasons why we said, okay, let's take a look at the website and where are we falling short on the website? How are people falling by the website, by our website being lacking in some areas? So Spence, like what was one of the things that you saw on the website when we were looking at this?
Well, the first thing I really noticed is that it was tons of information. It was like years of people putting stuff into this and not being able to find things, right? So we wanted to clean that up, and it was easier to start from scratch again. Jordan hit it, next steps. Right now, show of hands, does anybody know how many people you have to talk to if you want to get baptized here in this building?
Well, you got to talk to Robert or Scott or Teresa.
And then you got to find a clipboard that somebody's probably spilt coffee on.
Yeah.
Or some kids drawn something on it. So,
right.
So things like that. Why should that be so hard to get baptized?
Right.
Right? And that can go to anything we talk about doing in this building. Connect groups, mission trips, spaghetti dinners, youth sports, anything. And it's kind of just this big hodgepodge of information. And now it's all going to be hosted in one little place because it all goes to promote church health, right? That's really what we're trying to do. We're trying to make more people like Jesus. We want to teach people how to love others, love God, and be disciples, right? That's what we're here for. But if we don't have a good tool to be able to do that in this new day and age, because this ain't my grandma's church anymore, right?
Right.
Things are changing. So we had to change with it, and it was a good time to refresh this and renew our website.
So
see what I did there?
Yeah, I did. That's the current series and theme for this year. So Spence is a company man. But to your point, speaking of change and all of this information in one place, that one of those major things, and technology and things changing and things like that, being user friendly. Mm-hmm. And when we moved into this new building a few years ago, one of the biggest goals for production was to make things user friendly. And believe it or not, even though there are a bunch of faders and buttons and all kinds of things in the booth, I promise it's user friendly. And that's what we wanted with the website. Anybody could go on there and find exactly what they're looking for with ease. Mm-hmm. They can sign up for something with ease. And technology is changing every day. In fact, this is something that we've learned from, one of our, influencers, somebody that we listen to a lot of podcasts on. We are living through the biggest communication shift in the last 500 years. And Spence, what the last the biggest shift was, right? And
what was that?
It was the printing press.
Oh, yeah.
And the Bible is still printed on paper, and it's the #1 book distributed worldwide. And now we have phones and tablets and email and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and we're just inundated with technology. You can send a message and somebody get it in China immediately. Right. You can play video games in real time with no lag with somebody on the other side of the world. And by us as the church ignoring technology, we are neglecting a tool that we have been given to reach others for Christ. Right. And there are some issues with technology. It isn't the greatest thing, and it can cause chaos and arguments and things on social media, as you've seen. But what better way to use tool that can be used for divisiveness than to use it for God's glory and shining God's light. And that's really the main reason why we have a website, why we have a Facebook, why we have all these things, and we go live on Sunday is because we want to be light in the darkness. And there's a lot of darkness out there, especially on the internet, and that's why we're here. So we want to walk through the website and show you guys what it's going to be like and how you can do things on the website. So Spence, if you will explain to me what the first thing you are going to see when you hit the homepage at connectionschurch.church.
All right, so when you get here, you go to connectionschurch.church. We didn't change the URL. We didn't change the domain or anything. We wanted to keep it consistent with what people may or may not be used to. So when you go there, you go to our homepage. Right up top, you see our logo. You see some artwork from some people that you may know, and then you're going to see our navigation section right here in the middle of the screen. You're going to see some information, and you're going to see these tiles. These are really just links to some other pages built into the website, but we're calling them tiles. The first one up top, which will be the plan of visits, what's going to live there. But this is where we'll highlight stuff. So if we're going to have baptisms coming up, then that's where we'll go, and you'll click there to get into the baptism link. And then after baptisms, we'll take it back down and put something else back up there. We've got things like plan a visit, and we'll go through some of these so you can see them. We got a place for your prayer requests, a place that's about who we are. What's happening is more of the kind of the stuff you see on the handout each week. A place to get to our online giving, the leadership page. So these are the ones, when we go back and look at the analytics of the old website, leadership and who we are, or whatever it was called on the old website, that's where people spent most of their time.
Right. Well, it was like homepage, obviously.
Right.
You got to go to connectionschurch.church. And then they were going mainly one of two places.
Right.
And I say one because they hit one and left.
Right.
Unfortunately. Before you move on, another thing, as soon as you go to connectionschurch.church, you're going to see a little messenger button right at the bottom, and that's going to go straight to our Facebook. So if you do have any questions, hopefully it's easy enough and you don't have to ask questions, but if you do have any questions, you're going to be able to hit that button right there. It's a little lightning bolt looking deal. You hit that button and type a message, we instantly get it, and then somebody behind the curtain will send you a message.
Maybe that guy.
It'll probably be Spence or me, but they're behind the curtain.
Yeah, there's some other people.
Yeah.
The pastors, there's a small team of people that are admins on the church Facebook page, and so they all can see this. So if you get something that doubles up an answer, it may be both of us talking to you at one time.
So I'm a new visitor at Connections. Show me the first thing I'm going to see on my phone is normally the plan a visit button. So
Right.
show me plan a visit. I want to plan a visit right now.
Okay, we'll plan a visit. So we go to the plan a visit page, and what this is going to do, again, we completely revamped the fonts and everything. We made it nice and clean and easy to read. So getting to know each other. I'll just read the first little tag right here. We know that meeting someone for the first time can be intimidating, and going to a new church for the first time can be nerve-wracking.
It is.
Yes, it is. And as one who has been at this church, even as a first-time guest,
Especially if the reason why you're coming to church is to buy the pastor's Jeep, which
Right.
is part of my testimony. I came to church to buy Robert's Jeep, and I was intimidated.
And he didn't buy it.
No, I did buy it.
Oh, you did?
And unfortunately, I don't have it anymore. That's a different story.
So this takes a little bit about, okay, so if you're out here Googling churches, right, because there's a shortage of churches in our area, and you land on our page, this is some hot information that you might need to know for a little bit about us. Our service times, where to find it, and the times. You can click here and get a Google map from wherever you are to our location. What can I expect? It's a little brief walkthrough about how long our service is, the order of service, and things like that. The culture, we're casual, we're relaxed. You don't have to come up here wearing a suit and tie. You can if you want to, that's fine. A little bit about our kids and the security of our kids and the age group for the kids ministries. And then, here's the cool part. Let us know you're coming. You fill this out, and a few people get some notifications, and we know that you're coming. So we can someone can fill this out, and we can have a personalized greeting waiting for them when they get here. We can say, hey, Jordan.
We've already had a couple people fill out the plan a visit form, and one has shown up already, I believe, this past Sunday. And we were expecting them. They had already talked to one of the pastors. They had already received their welcome email, spoke with Pastor Scott. And then when they came in on Sunday, the Welcome Center host, if you will, I believe it was Teresa, was looking for this man and their family. And they received their gift personalized with their name on it. And then they got pointed right to Pastor Scott. And that's huge because they're familiar with Scott, and they found him as soon as they walked in the door. And they were greeted with a warm smile from our greeters and Teresa. And they've met with Pastor Scott and Pastor Robert this week, and they loved the environment and the culture and the life at Connections, and they're excited to continue coming. And that's exactly what we want, is we know they're coming, we meet them where they are when they're here or wherever they are, and then we follow up with them. And that's how you change lives. That's how Jesus changed lives. He met people where they were and followed through.
That's Plan a Visit, right? So that is a tool for people that are searching us out and coming here. The other really important one that people spent a lot of time on the old website was leadership. So people could click in here and they're going to get a picture of the pastors, a little bio, things like that, because people really want to know some stuff about these folks in particular. They're not so much worried about knuckleheads like me and Jordan here, but this is super important to why they're coming to this building. So we put some time into that. So that's for the outside folks. What about the folks within these four walls? The Get Connected, this is where most of us are going to live and breathe from within here. You want some information on a Connect group? Bam. You click there, you go to your Connect groups page. And here is our current roster and when they meet. You can find out anything. You click the links in here. You want to talk to Abby Peters, you click right there, bam. You shoot Miss Abby Peters an email. You got kids, students, 6th grade and up, they can come to this Reckless Students. And right now, you can see a little bit about our youth ministry. You can see the schedule for 180 weekend. You can roll down here and you can see some information about Journey Camp. That's where we'll be going to camp this summer with the youth. And there's some stuff about that. There's the link to their website, and it's super easy to get to. What else is on there? On the Move Sports. This is real brief. We're working on a new sign-up form and things like that to be able to sign and pay online. That'll be coming soon. But you want to get some information, you can put your information in here and send it. Lisa will get it and get back with you. So that's that. Missions and outreach. Ton of information here. A lot about what outreach means to us, what missions mean to us, the schedule, link to the Cultivate Life Facebook, and a place again to take a next step. You want to sign up and get some more information about missions and outreach? Enter your information here. The next one is Get Connected, and the Get Connected one is the next step. If you're here and you're not part of a small group, or you're here and maybe you're not volunteering yet, this is where you get more information about how to do these things. So this starts off with Life is Better Together. We're a growing church, and we need your help to get this kind of stuff done each and every week. So here you put in some information, you click on where you'd like to volunteer, and there's a whole bunch of stuff listed right there, right? So I want to sign up here to be on the production team, right? So that's where I would do that.
Please.
Production. I should move that to the top of the list.
Yeah.
And the last thing on the list.
Yeah.
Funny, wouldn't it?
It should be options 1, 4, and 7. Yeah.
Right. All right. So this is Pastor Scott's Corner, and we've got some vision about what we're going to try to do with this. And right now, you can get to the Right Now Media and sign up for that if you're not already utilizing that benefit. If you're not already utilizing that resource, that's how to get to Right Now Media. There's an online Bible if you just happen to not have yours and need to look up something. Here's the calendar for the facility. So if you're wanting to plan something on a Tuesday night, here's what's going on around the building. What's happening, again, is the resources from the handout. And because it's a cool place to put it, another place to grab the prayer request. And again, if there's something on there you need some information about that's not listed, just jot your information there and somebody will get back with you. And that's going to grow. We're going to keep putting things on there. We had someone contact the church recently to ask, how do I talk to my kids about death and heaven? Someone had a family member pass away. what a great place to be able to put something like that. And we can kind of let that evolve and grow and change as we need it to.
It's funny you mentioned that too, because like, especially like people my age too, like if somebody asks me a question and I'm unsure of the answer, nobody's asking me about life and death yet, but give Parker a few years. But I just Google it.
Right.
You know, I Googled something about my dog the other day just because I wasn't sure, just to see. People are Googling stuff like that about the Bible.
Right.
People are using YouTube as a search engine now, not just to watch funny videos of Peppa Pig or whatever. They're getting on there and searching, how do I study the Bible?
Right.
What did Jesus say about life and death? They're searching for things like that, and we can reach people that have questions by doing a better job on the technological
Right.
side, on the internet, on Facebook, Instagram, all these different things, on YouTube. I mean, you can find our sermons from Sundays on YouTube and other little videos and things like that. And it's a huge resource. You know, you've got the Bible app, you've got all of these things that Pastor Scott's provided for you, and you can ask those questions on the website now too, and we'll message with you. And it's just a different day and age.
Right. You said you can find our sermons and stuff on YouTube. You don't have to go there. Right. This would be a great place to put it. If you're looking for something at this church, where are you going to go to find it? You're going to go where?
The website.
To the website.
To the
right?
website.
You want to watch a sermon?
So the sermon engine, how'd you get here?
I went to resources and listen and watch online.
Perfect.
And you can get audio, you can get video. You can still, if you're a podcast subscriber, you're still able to subscribe to podcasts through however you get there. And you can watch the videos built into the website. You don't have to go to someplace else to do them, right? You don't have to go find them on YouTube and all that. They're going to be right here. One correction there, the giving tab, when we click that, it takes you to the page within our website. But when you click to give securely, it does take you out to the Servant Keeper's website currently.
But the only reason for that, again, is not because we want to take you away from the website, but it's secure.
Right.
This is a well-documented company that handles our online giving for us. It takes you to a online secure server. Nobody sees your information, and that's where you can do it. And then all you got to do is close that window and you're back on the web page.
Let's say Corey emails me and says, hey, I want to do something with the youth on Saturday night, and we need to get a word out to everybody, and we need to do a sign-up list. In about 33 seconds after I get that information, I can have a sign-up list on our website. So that's going to be nice. When we can take things down, we can put things up. It's super easy to use. But this is all about engaging the congregation and engaging new first-time visitors and people that are out looking and searching for those answers.
And following up. I can't stress that enough, is following up.
If it's after 10:15 on Sunday, you should have gotten an email that says something about being welcome to the Cool Kids table. If you have not got that email, then you need to go to connectionschurch.church. And this big link up here, you want to click that. It's going to take you to a MailChimp sign-up form. And this is how we're going to get a little bit of information and build our database as far as people we can email. Because do you know how many people come up on Sunday asking when the next yard sale is going to be? The day after the yard sale?
Yeah.
And we mention it from stage, and we'll put it in the video announcements, and we'll put it on Facebook and Instagram, and yet people still don't know.
It still gets missed.
Because Facebook is a weird thing, and people, like, I'm not super active on it. Brandy will see anything anyone in the world ever posts, and I can't even tell you that I'm on it, right? So this allows us to be able to communicate with that. We can easily put a campaign together and email the entire church in 30 seconds, right? So, but to do that, we need your information. So please go here and sign up. If you don't know if you're on there or not, just sign up and it'll autocorrect and it'll take out the duplicates.
Well, it doesn't ask for a lot of information, and it is secure. And this is not something that we're going to use to blow you up and email you all the time, because that's another. Talking about millennials again, that's another pet peeve of mine, at least, is getting too many emails. I spent probably an hour and a half the other day clearing out my inbox and unsubscribing from things. We don't want you to unsubscribe from Connections, because that would completely defeat the purpose of you signing up. But we will email everybody on occasion, and one of our rules of thumb for when we email everybody is the email has to pertain to almost the entire congregation.
Right.
or we're not going to send out an email. So you don't have to worry about getting one every day or 2 or 3 a day, or I had one that was sending me like legit 3 emails a day. Don't worry about that when you sign up. I promise we're not going to blow you up and be up in your face and asking where you are and things like that.
Right.
We just want to be able to connect with you better, and as Connections grows, this is the kind of stuff that's important, so that we can stay personal, because we don't want to get away from that. We want Connections
This
to
is
always
all
be personal
family.
and home and family and intimate, no matter if we got 50 people or 500 people. And this is one of the ways we can do that. So if you're not signed up, I highly encourage you to get signed up. If you get too many emails, come see me personally, and I would personally give Spence a tongue lashing over it.
And and the biggest thing here is that we've seen me up on stage talking about the I'm In campaign and the expansion, right? Expansion has very little to do with that building we're talking about building. Expansion has to do with growth, and growth does not mean more butts and seats, right? That's not what we want to confuse this with. We want to have. Oh, sorry.
We want to have, what?
So it's not just about butts and seats. We want to make sure that we have, and a year from now, if we have 200 people still attending this church every week, but our Connect group numbers are doubled, growth. If our mission trip engagement and involvement is doubled, that's growth. If we have more salvations, that's growth. People are going to come and go, right? We can't help that. But if we have more people in this room actively pursuing and actively trying to grow, that's what it's about. We need more space, right? That's part of it. But to be able to reach more people, we need to be feeding and everything the group that's already here, right? So this will help people make that next step. Well, that's about all that we had that we wanted to show you, and we hope that that you like this. If you got feedback, and let us know. I'm sure that somewhere on the website is a place that you can put in some comments, and if not, I will make that happen before you see this video.
Yeah, go to the website, ConnectionsChurch.church, and kind of peruse around and fill out a form, fill out, the Get Connected form, and just say, hey, Spence, I'm just testing this out. Hey, Jordan, congratulations on your son that was born last Sunday. You could get signed up. You could jokingly send us a message, or you could actually sign up for something real. But we're super excited about the website. And again, to drive it at home, we want to be able to have better next steps
Right.
with new people and those that are already here, and better follow through. And so we can stay a tight-knit family and get even closer. You said 200 people every Sunday. Well, what if it was 200 people in two services?
Right.
200 tight-knit, close family
Right.
members in 2 services or 3 services, or however many God would allow us to have. And tools like this, it's just a website, but at the same time, it's everything that you would need to find when you're not here on Sunday. Those 167 hours between service being over and the next service beginning. And if you have any questions or you want to know more, please go to ConnectionsChurch.church. Send Spence or myself a personal message on text, phone call, email, whatever. Or you can just go to Facebook or Instagram and follow one of our social media feeds, because we're always doing stuff there too. And don't forget, always like and share. And we will see you guys next week.